Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. It's your host, Super Champ Chuck. We back at it with another episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. And happy fucking birthday to Travis Kelce, his 34th birthday.
What was that?
You don't remember he said that at some type of birthday party. He was telling somebody happy birthday and he was kind of drunk. You don't remember that? Yeah, I was trying to do it like that. I probably didn't do it too great. But anyway, it's on to the Minnesota Vikings, man. We're on the road to Minnesota in US Bank Stadium. This is looking like it could be a possible shootout, but you never know. Anything can happen in the National Football League. So, before we get into all that, we're going to introduce the panel here. My guy Country's on the top right. My guy Boogie is on the bottom left.
Okay.
I can't talk right now. My guy D-Max on the bottom right of the screen. So, how y'all fellas doing, man?
Are you using the mic, the little mic?
Yeah, I'm using the little mic.
Okay, cool. What's up, though? What's up, team? Y'all good?
Yeah, man. Kirk Cousins week. We got an elite quarterback this week, so I'm excited.
Battle of the Netflix stars.
We here, Kyle. We here.
What up, John?
What up, John? But
Are you scared? Is this have we gotten fat on bad teams, or did New York wake us up a little bit?
Hopefully, New York woke us up. Hopefully, but this.
I don't think the Lions or Jaguars are bad teams. And the Jets obviously showed some offensive of life. So I don't know. Look, the command. I mean, the Bears ain't playing like a bad team right now. So
DJ Moore, man.
It's looking like a quality win right there.
Ask the commander to show it.
Shout out Justin Fields in our fantasy league. So,
man. Oh, Kylie whooped my ass this weekend too.
Kylie's undefeated. She ain't lost yet.
Yeah, she cheating.
You said she cheating. Maybe she knows the game, yo. Shout out to Kylie though, man. She on vacation right now. You know, I don't think we say happy anniversary to her and Nick on the show, but yeah, happy anniversary to them.
Happy anniversary.
Wish them safe travels throughout the entire state.
Another kick
in Chattanooga. Kylie's like a mountain hiker or something. Like she always in a mountain or a hill or something, and it's always a beautiful sunset wherever Kylie goes.
You got to get the nice backdrops for Instagram and make sure that you have a beautiful portrait behind you and everything. So I understand nature is a gorgeous thing.
I don't know.
Be outside though, man. She be outside.
She do be outside though.
Comments.
No, happy anniversary to her and Nick. It's been a year, a beautiful year. The first year is probably the hardest year. So they got through the rough part. Let's keep it going. Cousin, what's up, cousin?
Oh, now they got smaller.
Yes, I'm happy. D-Mac changed it. D-Mac be playing in the StreamYard. That's
yeah, I created our own separate brand for the Tell Truth. So
I know, I like it. I like it too. Tell the truth.
That. Yeah, shout out to Tell the Truth, man. They've had 2 great shows to start out, man. A lot of viewers on that. So thank y'all for supporting that. And we're gonna keep that rolling. So
for sure, man. I always get talking with CJ and DG, so we'll definitely keep it rolling, man.
Yeah, whenever Dante Wilder fight, we're gonna get Boogie to do a boxing podcast. We just waiting on him. We waiting on the PBC, baby.
Come on, PB. Hopefully they go with Amazon like they said.
Just waiting on him.
That would be a good move, though. Amazon Prime would be a good move for boxing.
PBC looking kind of rough lately.
I'm actually surprised a little bit that they haven't broken into streaming with more of those kind of more well-known streaming sites. Obviously, the Zone has blown up a little bit, but still, I feel like Amazon Prime, there's definitely an opportunity there for it.
Amazon definitely be better than the Zone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, anything would be better than that. All right, so the game at hand, the Minnesota Vikings. They 0-4?
1-3.
No, they
1-3.
1-3
last week.
They beat the Panthers. Very close game last week.
Is this a cage animal game, or is this Are we making it more difficult than it should be?
Man said cage animal.
I mean, like you back the animal into a corner. Like the Bengals are in a corner this week already. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna come out? Are you gonna come out attacking? Or are you just ready to you can curl up? You know what I'm saying?
I'd like to think that the fact that obviously you went up 17-0 on the Jets and then took your foot off the gas pedal
Chill
will
out,
bring
Trav.
a certain level of urgency this week, and you want to actually play more than one quarter of football before turning it on to do enough at the end. So hopefully we come out with the right mentality because the Vikings are going to attack. Brian Flores is going to send the blitz, and Kirk Cousins is going to start slinging it. So they got to be ready to play from the jump, or you could easily be down in Minnesota.
Yeah, you can. Now this matchup features the two quarterbacks from the Netflix series Quarterback. You guys got to see behind the scenes of both Patrick Mahomes and Kirk Cousins as far as like how they prepared throughout the week and when they was out on the field and they took on the hits and stuff. So yeah, you get to see that. And also like for the Chiefs defense, got to be concerned about Jettis, who is in the conversation as the best receiver in the National Football League. He's been in that conversation for a minute now. Trey McDuffie already said in the week, he's seen what Jettis can do, and it's going to be a great test for the secondary.
Do you let him eat, or do you try to shut him down, or do you just let him eat and be like the rest of y'all ain't getting nothing? How do you attack him?
I'm doubling Jefferson, and I don't think that even that's gonna change anything.
Yeah, all I know is that we have been susceptible to the middle of the field, just regards to tight ends and stuff. So I mean, besides Jets, I mean, arguably a bigger concern is TJ Hawkinson. You know what I'm saying? Because like we don't. It looks like we don't really have the guys that can possibly like slow him down a bit. So I mean, I kind of hoping we limit the damage somehow in regards to TJ Hawkinson. So I mean, that could be like an X factor for them this week on offense.
Yeah, that's
I'm thinking it's. Go ahead, D-Mac. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that's my biggest concern is TJ Hawkinson. The ways in which you deal with the really good wide receivers of Minnesota is you try and get physical with them at the line, throw off the timing, and then have your pass rush get home. I think this pass rush can do that. Chris Jones hopefully can have a little bit of a better game than he did against the Jets. I think he was a little bit limited. Hopefully he's a little bit, he's a little bit healthier. If you give this defensive line time to get after him, I think you can do that. The question mark is going to be guarding TJ Hawkinson because you don't have a guy that you can match up one-on-one with him as of right now. So you kind of got to find a way to do it by committee and also hit him off the line to give yourself the ability to do that. But this secondary has been good to this point against wide receivers, even number one wide receivers with the Snead shadow and a little bit of help over top just to make sure being physical with them and then having Trent kind of take that number two guy. So I want to see that continue. I think that we can handle the wide receivers. They'll get theirs, but still keep them within reason. The question mark is going to be dealing with TJ.
And Nick Bolton will be back this week too, it looked like, right?
I know he's limited in practice so far.
He was limited the last 2 days. We'll see how he progresses for tomorrow to see what he gets. I do have a preference. I want him to be actually healthy. Like, don't put a hobbled Nick Bolton out there. It's not doing anything for you, especially not in this matchup. Because they're going to throw the ball. So if it's Drew, you can use his coverage skills. You're probably going to be living in a lot of nickel anyway. So if he's healthy, then play him. If he's not, don't rush him back.
Yeah, and what I've seen from the Vikings early on, just some of the stuff that I've seen as far as like the 4 games they played, they do some similar stuff with TJ Hawkinson like we do with Travis Kelce. I've seen they put Hawkinson in motion when he's lined up in the slot. They put him in motion on the inside, just get that mismatch. So hopefully, like the Bob Barker might be crazy, but yeah, but hopefully, the Chiefs defense has seen Travis Kelce enough in practice to know, that's coming. So that'll be a thing to look out for.
I'm still more worried about Jefferson though. Like he can really just
I agree
take a game over, but I agree with what y'all saying. That's definitely gonna be a problem. We've been having a little trouble with tight ends anyway. Always, it seemed like.
As long as we limit the big play with Jettis, I think we'll be all right. If he catches like 10 balls, he barely scratches over 100 yards. I mean, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Calvin was 2 for 20 versus Snead, or was that DJ was 2 for? Yeah, DJ was 2 for 20 versus Snead. Calvin was like 14 yards overall. Amon Ra had a solid game, nothing crazy. If you hold Jefferson under 100 and don't give up a big play to Addison, I'll feel comfortable for what you did against these wide receivers. I think you'll be having done a good job as far as that's concerned. Question mark is just TJ. DJ's a guy that can really wreck this because of the mismatch that he can have in the middle of the field.
John just made a great point. Bolton, this is going to be a short week after the Vikings game because we'll play the Broncos next on Thursday night. So I think based on that comment, they may keep Bolton out from this one too and save him for the AFC West rivalry.
I'm good with that. They're going to try and run the ball. Yeah, that's what Sean Payton likes to try to establish that. Russell Wilson actually has been looking okay to this point. So if Nick Bolton needs an extra week, give him that extra time and have him back for the Broncos game. I'm cool with that.
Go ahead, Country. You wanted to say something?
Yeah.
Is this the game that you signed Drew Tranquil for? That he's more? Can he hang with T.J. Hawkinson?
I think
enough to limit him. He's not going to shut him down, but enough to limit him.
Oh well, I guess I'll go. I'd say it's just hard. It's hard to stop that man, T.J. Hawkinson. Like he's in that elite group of tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing you can do is if he does catch the ball, just immediately make the tackle. Don't give him opportunity to run through the catch. I mean, that's what I'll say on that.
And I think it depends on how Spags is defending the Vikings too. Like we know he go blitz a lot, or we go try to get after Kirk Cousins. We know he gets sacked a lot too, so he might get something when we blitzing a lot more.
Yeah, and like the interior offensive line for the Vikings, I mean they can't be had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like Chris Jones would definitely need to have a big game in this matter because he's definitely got. I know for a fact he's going to take on some double teams per usual, but this can open up some opportunities for a Karlaftis or maybe Derek 90. Derek 90 might have a big game because he actually been solid this year. And then you also got Felix coming in on pass rushing situations, and you got Mike Dana. So this will be opportunity for the road guys to step up too.
Chris Jones at least getting a sack. We know that.
Yeah.
Well, they said he's like 6 straight games right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Longest streak in the league.
His last one was 11. Didn't he get 11 straight? Yeah. He might top that because Denver gonna give him opportunities and San Diego. So
we need multiple.
San Diego, I mean, Los Angeles.
We need multi-sack games, man. He got that one. He kind of still didn't have that great of a game. We need him to be there all day on Kirk
He had
Cousins.
the groin injury, so I mean maybe that was still hampering him a little bit.
This is one of those matchups that I definitely wish we could have seen. Yeah, because I mean the interior of this offensive line could be had, so I would have loved to have been able to see him get a lot of one-on-ones as a result. But I think that Mike Dana is somebody that you watch in this game because he's probably going to be kicking down inside on a lot of these snaps, so he has to be able to take advantage of those one-on-ones that he ends up getting. And obviously, any type of really good game you can get from George and Felix coming off the edge is going to be important because it's a solid tackle duo. I wouldn't say a great one or a good one, but a solid one. So it's not going to be an easy challenge for those guys to try and generate some pressure, but it is important, especially to complement what you hope will be coming from the interior consistently as well. But that's the thing. You got to throw off the timing of this offense because Kirk isn't going anywhere, and then get home quickly after that. And therefore, try and neutralize some of the really good weapons, and certainly TJ is one of them. I think Drew one-on-one versus TJ is not a mismatch, but it is one that TJ will, have his wins on, to say the least. So it's not something I would go to often, but I certainly feel better about it than leaving him one-on-one with Justin Reed. So
I think one thing that's going to help us also, our defense, is we're not really worried about Minnesota's run game. So we're going to be able to go get after Kirk Cousins. So I'm not so Madison's about to just eat on us like that.
Right. I'm not so on Madison either because, I mean, Madison, like I've said it before, he doesn't fit their scheme. He doesn't fit like the zone run type scheme, with Dalvin Cook. I mean, they kind of missing Dalvin Cook in that area as of right now. in regards to their running game.
You think Akers will get a lot more carries this week, though?
I don't know.
They've been working him in a little bit, but I think Madison's been fine the last 2 games. Ultimately, the thing about it is, and this goes for honestly the entirety of the Vikings offense, you got to take the ball away from them. They are extremely prone to turnovers, whether it's Kirk Cousins throwing the ball or Madison fumbling the ball. You have to take the ball, take a ball away from them. And the Chiefs defense has been okay. Not really doing much as far as that's concerned outside of a few nice McDuffie hits and some deflections. So ultimately, this is a game in which you should have some takeaways, and you got to take advantage of that. Otherwise, it feels like a missed opportunity to try and flip the game.
You know what? Speaking of turnaways, are y'all worried a little bit about Trent McDuffie not getting an interception yet?
No.
How he playing this year?
if we go through this, because great corners this happens to, and so Snead is locked up with number ones and he's getting targeted at a high rate, but he's also doing a very good job of limiting their production. McDuffie is taking away number 2 wide receivers on a consistent basis at such a high level that he's just not getting thrown at. So if you're not going to get thrown at, I can't get mad at you for taking the ball away. And ultimately, if I'm going to have a cornerback that I could just put out there and say, hey, you're going to take away this wide receiver for a game, then I feel great about it. Go take away their number 2 option in a given week, and I'll be very happy with your production, even if it doesn't result in interceptions. That's why you got these safeties. That's why you got the linebackers. That's why these guys can try and have their targets in more advantageous situations, because a cornerback is erasing a wide receiver.
And he at least forcing turnovers still too, right?
Yeah, I mean, he still got 2 forced fumbles on the day. That's on the.
I only say that because how certain people only look at the interception numbers as basing as he's a good corner because he has 4 interceptions, so he got to be a great corner. Like I see, he's doing more than that. Like he's playing a complete game of corner. You know what I'm saying? So I know he's great. I know he's playing really, really great. It's just the numbers just aren't there to like something that you can point at like the normal person.
Like Marcus Peters. Yeah, like Marcus Peters, you were like, yeah, man, that dude's got 8 interceptions. You can see how special of a player he can be. But if you're saying that McDuffie isn't an impactful corner because he doesn't have an interception, I'm like, you ain't watching the games then, because he's doing nothing but erasing wide receivers out there.
Right. No, he's the truth.
Agreed. So I want to get to the storyline. Get to one of the storylines of this matchup. Jared McKinnon. So he's going against the team that drafted him, and I feel, and you heard him earlier this week talk about how the Chiefs kind of holding back per usual, like they've been doing the past few years. In the first half of the year, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but at some point they gotta let me go. So I feel like this is the week they're gonna let them loose a little bit more. I mean, last week he had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, but I feel like he's gonna get involved a little bit more this game, just because it's his former team. So,
is it time? No. Is it time to put him out there like that? Like we only 4 weeks in. I need McKinnon in January. I definitely need him in January. So I really don't want to risk that too much. And I know we had the whole big apology on Clyde and all that, but I have no problem running Clyde into the ground right now and saving McKinnon for January. I mean, it is what it is.
Man, that dude got some man blocks, man. It's over for Clyde, man. I'm sorry. It is.
Poor Clyde. I just
like I want to say McKinnon too, but it's like, okay, the other option would be just to make Isaiah Pacheco like more of a full-time running back than we've been doing.
I mean, hasn't he earned it though?
He has. He absolutely has. But they're not going to do that until they have to, because again, this dude that did deal with injuries last year. He had injuries during camp. This is something he had to come back from. They want to be cautious about that, and I'm fine with that. They're getting by with what they're doing right now. The important thing is, if you're going to use CEH, use them in the ways that you're supposed to. It's a very specific thing. You can run some gap things up the middle. He has a little bit of burst forward. It's not a lot of burst, but it's a lot of more than it is in the outside zone game. You can occasionally leak him out in certain, kind of mesh concepts where you get him picked play with his guy, and then you can get him into the end zone. Don't have him run outside zone for the love of God. Don't have him run screen plays for the love of God. Don't do those things because then it's not going to end well. As long as you use CEH in those specific manners, then it's fine. Or in pass pro, he's fine in pass protection. Jet McKinnon, though, I think is going to have a few high profile looks or highly productive opportunities out there this week because it is a Minnesota game. That Reed will throw him a bone or two to have a chance to get a nice screen pass, a long one that he can run after, or a touchdown opportunity like he likes to scheme up in the red zone.
Yep.
Is this the week where you shorten up the wide receiver room, or are we still going to try to go 7 and try to fit that rotation in there?
Sound like they saying we go continue to do what we've been doing from their mouths.
Yeah, it'll be 6 again, and they'll it'll be Ross with a few touches. I mean, not touches, but a few snaps, and then we'll see if they adjust anything as far as the rotation is concerned. I think that they should give more Rashee Rice opportunities. They should cut back on Watson at this current moment in time, and a little bit on Sky Moore too, because I think it's a little bit more important. So we'll be interested to see how that rotation ends up happening. But I think they also got to make some adjustments to the concepts as well, and I'll talk about that in my episode too. So
I think there is. Go ahead.
I was going to ask: is Watson or MVS deadline movers? Like, are we possibly moving one of those guys at the deadline? Would you move him? It'd probably be a low round pick. I would rather keep MVS. I think he brings more, but I think they cancel each other out at the same. They shouldn't be on the field at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rotation thing. I don't think it's a roster move thing. I think that you just have to cut back on the Watson snaps with MVS specifically.
Yeah, Pat got to get better, man. Pat said it today. He has to play better, and I think he showed real leadership qualities by taking advantage. Of course, taking the blame, and of course he was going to do that, and then Andy was going to snatch that from him. But yeah, Pat got to play better. We in the dome this week, so there's no elements. They should be playing fast. We'll see if they can take advantage of this situation because the fan base is on pins and needles, and they need to see something this week. What would be an encouraging stat line? We've been looking at Sky a lot. What would be an encouraging stat line for Sky right now? I'm going to start with you, Boogie. I know you the furthest back.
If I can get 3 catches, 50 yards this week, I would be cool.
Okay. 3 catches or 50 yards, or 3 catches for 50 yards?
3 catches for 50 yards. I need something like that. Not 3 catches or. No.
Hey man, the next person that says playful in the chat, they get blocked.
Yeah, come on, man. We ain't doing that, man. Bro. Chase never got to the Chargers.
We're not doing the Chase Claypool. I
don't know about that one, Quinn. I don't think Sky and Tony are the same person.
They're not.
You need to use both of them more.
Yeah.
No, look, Sky and Tony aren't the same person, but they're using Tony in specific ways to keep him healthy, and I understand it. I would like to see him on certain snaps be used a little bit more as a traditional wide receiver rather than just the gadget stuff. Like there was stuff that they were doing with Miko as far as some deep crosses, some overs, things of that nature that they just don't do with Tony as often as they need to. So that needs to happen more often, but. As far as Skies are concerned, yeah, around the 50-yard mark, 4 catches plus, that'd be nice. But also they need to actually throw the ball when Sky Moore gets open on slants. So I tried it twice when I went through all the passes. They need to actually use him on slants instead of having him run out and ups against Sauce Gardner because that's not going to work. You got to use him in the ways in which he's good at it. And he himself also has to be better in certain aspects as far as the routes are concerned. So there's room for improvement all the way around, and people were like, "Oh, Mahomes is just being a good leader." No, he also does need to be better, he recognizes that, and he needs to take that on the chin. So,
I do know is that you can run a jet sweep with Sky or Kadarius this week. You can do that. Just don't do it
Yes.
on 3rd and 1 or 4th
Yeah.
and 1.
Okay. I'll
And
take
Sky
that.
has actually looked a little faster on those jet sweeps.
He
So I don't
does. Because last year, that wasn't it. That wasn't
know.
it.
It was bad.
Use both of them on that this week, man.
Here's
Both of them.
here's something I hear a lot, and I don't quite understand. Well, Pat doesn't trust the guy. Well, how do you make it to week 5 if Pat doesn't trust
I
you? You know what
mean,
I'm
he did
saying?
it.
Like,
It was the same thing last year. He didn't trust them receivers last year. It was the same thing.
so is it a matter of he just gonna it just gonna come? Like, I don't know. It just sounds confusing to say he don't trust them. If he don't trust them, why are they here? Because it's not a like we said, 7 wide receivers that was historical. It never happens. So if he didn't trust you, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense to anybody besides me? Am I tripping?
They young. I mean, he still got to develop that with them. That's what we got all season for.
Yeah,
All
and
these receivers is under 25.
It's like, look, man, like we were at this point last year with the wide receivers, and we eventually figured it out. We just gotta be patient with this process. Now, I do
patience,
agree. Listen,
patience is not a big Chiefs fan virtue, my dude.
No,
we
you
just
got to
won the
just
Super
call it
Bowl.
even, though. You got
We
to
just
call
won
it
the
even.
Super Bowl. You think they would learn by now, but it's fans. I get it.
You got to
But
call it even, though, Chuck. They
I,
not playing good right now.
I know they are. I know they aren't, but they will get better. I ain't lost confidence in this wide receiver group yet. You know, everybody talking about we need a vet wide receiver at some point, and I'm not ready to go there yet. I'm gonna give
So,
it like a few more weeks.
so here's the second part of the question: how do they build the trust? If there isn't any trust, how do they
You,
build it?
That's where
you
Like,
practice
need
comes
you
in.
need as many game reps as possible. That's the reality situation. And again, that's a fortunate part of this. You have multiple bad defenses coming up: Minnesota Vikings, or obviously Minnesota
This
Vikings,
is
Los Angeles Chargers, Denver Broncos
Yeah,
that you can get at, and Dolphins. Not that good of a defense right now that you can get after leading into the bye. You need to use these games to build that trust and have development over these next few games, consistently getting better. And that's the trust from Mahomes throwing the ball where it needs to go, these guys continuing to get better, and the coaching staff to use these guys and figure out the best way to use these guys in the ways that they need to within the scheme.
and you develop trust by like how Scott Moore didn't finishing that route this
Next
week.
time. Yep.
That's how you do that. And
Mhm.
those type of plays, Rice actually not dropping a catch every game. That's how you develop trust.
Mhm.
yeah. Speaking of Rice, this definitely looks like a good matchup for him this week. Like
Yeah,
I feel like the way Brian Flores' scheme is, I feel like if Mahomes gets enough time this week, you can attack down the field,
yeah.
whether it's him or I would like for MVS to get more involved as far as like attacking down the field. I mean, just nothing against Justin Watson. He's made a big play every game, but I feel like MVS can bring a little more to the table, like Country mentioned earlier in the show.
Yeah, he got the experience and he's a vet. Like, he knows. You know what I'm saying? So, also the other question: do you guys miss Juju?
No,
Is he the missing piece?
I mean, um, I don't miss paying Juju $11 million over the next 3 years, but I do miss what he brought to the team last year because he was a reliable target, and he pretty much was from week one. And you got to give him credit for that. And this was, he was okay against man, and he's really good against zone, and you could trust him to go out there and play 80% of the snaps and do exactly what you need to do. And that's valuable. It is, especially when you're working off of Kelce. So I miss what he brought to the table last year, but do I think that these guys can't make up for that talent? No, not at all. I think that they can. It just will take time for them to do it. I tweeted out today that, if there was one veteran wide receiver that I thought could have been had for cheap, Robert Woods,
Robert Woods.
that's playing, really good snaps for the Texans, and he kind of has all the hallmarks that you would need to kind of step into this offense as a veteran wide receiver. That's a guy that I could have a little bit of regret not having right now. But again, I don't think that there was any wide receiver in price range where I felt comfortable giving that money that we should have brought in that I'm regretting right now.
Nah.
But again, you can't blame Beach. Juju isn't playing for the Patriots because his knee is about to give out. Mecole can't get on the field. Byron Pringle just had a false start. I know he wasn't on the team last year. I haven't heard from Demarcus Robinson. Am I missing anybody?
Is Demarcus Robinson? Is he with the Ravens? Where's he at now?
He was with the Rams, but I don't know if he's still on the roster.
Puka Nacua took a grown man's job when it comes to Demarcus Robinson.
Oh, I was watching that 200. Did y'all see that video? All 200 of Mahomes' touchdown passes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, Demetrius Harris got a lot of them touchdown passes for some reason.
He was
Y'all remember
6'7".
Demetrius Harris?
Yeah,
He was 6'7", wasn't he?
That helps.
Yeah, I remember.
He was 6'7".
He was brick hands in the middle of the field, but in that red zone, he became reliable.
He caught the difficult passes and dropped the easy stuff. That was his thing.
So annoying.
Dwayne Bowe kind of had that issue as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Who do you see? Who has the highest ceiling of the young guys? I'm still feeling like I need to focus on Sky, Rasheed. You got to at least find out what you got in Justin. At this point though, I really want to just see Justin be healthy for an entire year. That's really anything he adds on the field is like gravy for me. I really just want to see him healthy for a year. So if we're not fixing them in the rotation, I'm not mad at that. But Sky, Rasheed, MVS, these are the guys that I need to focus on. I need you to be in Patrick Mahomes' hip pocket for the rest of the season. Yeah. Like I said, when that Call of Duty come out, bud. November. So definitely in November. If I got to buy the game for you my damn self, we all need to link up and you need to be in his back pocket. We need to build some camaraderie. We need to get this chemistry cracking. You just need to be in his face and let him know that you're there. And like Boogie said, be open, get your separation, catch the ball. And I think we'll be all right, man. I think, but like you said, D-Mac, these next four, especially these next four, can all be get-right games. We can all build confidence. You all going to be the bad bitch at the end of these 4 games, and you can walk as such for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to build you up on these ugly guys, and then that's the wild card right there. I don't know what to do with Kadarius Toney.
You just got to continue to keep him healthy. I mean, I'm fine with using unlimited snaps. I would like him to be used a little bit more variety. Like I said, a little bit more traditional wide receiver stuff because he can make that type of impact. But it's cool. Just keep him here, and then when we need him, we can use him a little bit more. But I want him to be healthy ultimately. And as far as Justin Ross is concerned, I'm right there with you. I said coming in training camp, just have him be healthy throughout camp, make the team. We're good. And if I just want to see him healthy for a year. As long as he's healthy for a year, I'm good. We're good. I'm fine. Use him in the red zone a little bit more. I'd like to see. But outside of that, I don't need him to all of a sudden be the guy. But Rice has the highest ceiling, in my opinion, of this room. And
yeah, what does a trade for Mike Evans look like? What is that? Is that a second round pick?
The Buccaneers are trying to win their division. They're not trading Mike Evans.
I mean, I know that. I'm just
D-Mac.
Okay, D-Mac. Look at it from a desperate fan point.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm trying to help the comments. Like, y'all can say Mike Evans, cool. They not trading.
Man. Please get past Mike Evans. Please get past Chase Claypool. Please.
Yeah. Anyway, don't even bring up Claypool on this. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna play that game. Claypool is trash.
Yeah. But anywho, man,
that's an interesting name, though. Mooney is interesting.
Mooney, Mooney's cool, but as far as the young guys on this team now, I could tell you I want to say I really want it to be Justin Ross as far as the highest ceiling, but right now it's looking like Rasheed Rice. I mean, Rasheed Rice looks to be more trustworthy. I mean, just based on these 4 games, it looks like Mahomes is looking for Rasheed Rice more than any receiver on this roster. It's,
Mhm.
it's just that Rice got to clean up ball security, whether it's catching the ball or whether after he catches the ball, he hangs on to it. You know what I'm saying? So it is looking like Rasheed Rice right now, but anything can change. Maybe
I,
2024 it looks
I
different.
will say though, when Pat Mahomes was trying to get calm and trying to get back in the Jets game, he targeted Rasheed Rice three times on that drive, on those last couple of drives. Like Rasheed Rice got targeted on them when he was trying to get right. You know what I'm saying? So that shows me it's something in there. It's just
It
we'll
shows
get there.
me he
We'll
should
get
be having the first or second most snaps of any wide receiver in this team right now. That's what it shows me. The kid, he has. I mean, look again. He's not a guy that I think can ever be a wide receiver one, but he's got speed. He's got hands. After he drops the first one of the game, you just got to give it to him. He has the ability to create yards after catch because he has the strength and acceleration to shake guys off. Now, look, his man coverage ability to get off of it and get some separation needs some work. But again, when you're within this offense, it's not always in isolation, one-on-one. You need to run a great route to get open. You're running within the scheme and the ways that you can be used, and especially since teams go to zone sometimes, you can operate off of what Kelce brings to the table. So, yeah, I want to see more Rasheed Rice because, like I said, I think he has the highest ceiling of the team, and I think that he's showing you right now that he may be the most trusted target as far as that's concerned. Like MVS down the field is trusted, but you got to earn the right to throw the ball down the field. The defenses aren't going to give it to you. This reality situation.
Can we touch on Kyle Pitts right now? What do you? That's another. I don't think. What do you got to give up a first round pick for that?
Nah, it'll be more like a second round, like you mentioned, maybe.
I'm not trading more than I'm not trading more than a fourth round pick for him. If they want to give him away, sure. If not, I'm good. I'll wait until you have to give him away.
I mean, fourth round be cool. I mean, we could pull that
They're
off.
not giving.
They're not giving him
They're
away.
not giving us
But
for
it
the
feels
fourth.
If they want to, that's fine. I'm not going to. It doesn't make a difference for me because I'm going to bring Kyle Pitts in and then not use him in the ways in which they don't use Justin Ross, and then I also need to teach him the entirety of the offense, which is completely opposite of what he's been learning. And I can't trust him to block because he can't block, and that's fine. That means he's just a wide receiver. So yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on Kyle Pitts getting traded for a day 2 pick right now. If they want to give him away, we'll take him. But outside that, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like the Falcons value him a little more than that clearly because, I mean, there was trade rumors brought up like last week, even the week before, in regards to Kyle Pitts, and Atlanta clearly said no, we're not going to trade him. And I feel bad for Kyle Pitts, dog. I mean, you're in a purgatory right now as far as the passing game is concerned. You got a quarterback who's not good right now, and then also like even when you do get open, he don't even look your way. Or like Atlanta, they run the ball more than any other team in the National Football League to begin with. So it's kind of tough for Kyle right now. But I mean, I would love him here. Like when Kelce gets done with his career, I mean, I would love him to be next up. But like somebody mentioned in the comments, I mean, Patrick is starting to gain that trust a little more in Noah Gray. Noah Gray has been looking pretty solid so far.
He definitely trusts Noah Gray more than any other receiver, probably.
Yeah, and he's had more time with Noah Gray also.
How would you rank the trust right now? Who's your top 4? I would go Kelce, of course. Matter of fact, just take Kelce out.
Oh,
so
okay.
Watson,
McKinnon,
Gray, McKinnon.
Yeah,
counting running backs.
We count everybody.
Yeah, we count everybody.
Donovan Smith. So, Donovan Smith caught the pass that he threw.
Donovan Smith is 1 for 1 on catches on the year, man. Can't say nothing about that.
Hell no.
So Kelce, McKinnon. He doesn't trust CH. He doesn't trust CH. Pacheco, Gray, and then maybe Watson because he knows he's good for like 1 yard long catch a game, and then we can go to MVS and probably Rice after that, then Sky. Actually, no, Blake Bell ahead of all the wide receivers, and then we'll get to the wide receivers.
Wow.
Blake Bell.
Blake Bell got a touchdown, man.
That was week 1, though.
Blake Bell do that too.
He throw it to him?
He do throw to Blake Bell.
I don't know if he trusts Blake Bell more than
Yeah,
Rice.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
He threw it to him.
And
I
you
ain't
say
going there, man.
Pacheco,
Yeah,
you
we gotta
say
calm down on
Pacheco. I agree with it, but Pacheco just made it on the list too. Like he wasn't comfortable on the list
Well,
last year.
Well, we have to say, in the playoffs, you saw when they need to throw the ball to him, he trusted him to throw the ball to him, and Pacheco rewarded him a lot of times with creating a lot of yardage out of nowhere. And I think that's kind of carried on into this year as well. And we certainly saw it in the Jets game.
Quinn, that is true because right now
Yeah, he do.
he is second behind Lamar Jackson as far as like first downs when they use their legs.
He absolutely does. No, he's ahead of Lamar Jackson. He's got 11 and Lamar's got 6.
No, hold on. I thought it was the other way
I
around.
thought it was the other way around.
Okay, I might have
It
seen
might be
that.
11 for
I might
Lamar
have
and
seen
8 for Pat.
Yeah, it's 11
I
for
might have seen
Lamar and
that.
8 for Pat.
Take the
Oh,
over
okay.
on Mahomes rushing yards this week.
He definitely trusts his legs more than he does
Over
Lamar.
50. Over 50.
I think it's only 30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I go over for that. I bet the over on that. Which is a part of the game that we kind of wanted Pat to use a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at him using his legs. He's never going to be a runner like Lamar or Fields or Kyler Murray or nothing like that. But I ain't mad at him using his legs. He gained 25 yards using his legs, whether that was a hold or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not mad at it. He usually just brings that out in the playoffs, like when it's just like I'm throwing the kitchen sink and whatever it takes to win. So
he said that too.
Yeah,
he said that.
So how much blame? How much blame is the receivers? How much is Pat? Is it a 50-50 thing, or is it's looking 60-40, Pat?
The coaches got a hand in that too. So
yeah, it's enough to go around, man. Everybody doing their part.
Who's that? Whose son is it?
Huh?
Is that where your son, Boogie?
Oh,
no telling, probably.
To say, wait a minute, this show over. I need to go talk to somebody. Sup, Daddy? But yeah, I would. Is that fair? 60-40 Pat wide receiver?
No, because I'm with D-Mac. I think the coaches got to get some of that too. Everybody got to get a piece of that.
Yeah,
we can't just say that's one person or one group that deserves all that.
I'm gonna give it a third to all three of them right now.
That's fair.
I'm cool with that. Let's do that.
That's fair. Too. All right, so I want to get to another subject. Unless you have something else on that country before I switch.
I was gonna say, D-Man, it ain't mine. How do you feel about Matt Nagy? Like, I don't feel like Matt Nagy has enough cachet right now to, like, he ain't got the same voice that EB had leaving out the door.
He's horrible.
I wouldn't say he's horrible. Come on, bro. Yeah, horrible. Horrible's a bit out of line.
I want to see how Mahomes responds this week. Because I think that EB was somebody that worked with Mahomes on a consistent basis, challenged Mahomes. And I think that there are some aspects of the details to this that have been a little bit off that I think you can say that EB has missed to this point. But ultimately, the offense falls on Eddie Reed. So he takes the lion's share of the blame as far as that coaching aspect is concerned. But Mahomes being challenged to be better, I don't necessarily question it because he's an internally motivated, competitive prick. So I expect him to respond well. But if he doesn't, then there's going to be some question marks about what exactly is going on from that aspect. So I want to see Mahomes respond well to quiet my slight concerns as far as that's concerned.
Okay, all right, let's picture this. It's not moving like it's supposed to. It's looking like another bad game. We're still in the game. Can you see Nagy getting into Pat's ass on the sideline?
No.
They got a different type of relationship, man.
They do. Yeah, they do. That's fair too.
Yeah, Nagy's more lax. Nagy's a guy that I feel like he's lacking the little details myself, man. Like, I agree with D-Mac, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of the details are definitely missed. And Nagy's not holding guys accountable like EB is holding guys accountable to me, for what I'm saying.
He did do the meeting on the sideline though with the offense though. What
And he
game
did
was
lay
that?
into him. He did lay
He
into
did.
him.
He did. Or
Uh,
is it the fact of? Is it the fact of? I'm gonna get you guys, and I can't yell at Pat, or you know what I'm
It seems
saying?
more
Like
like
I ain't
that.
gonna yell at Pat, but I'll yell at you guys.
Right. It seems like it's more of that though.
I think it's still early.
Feels
We
like
haven't really seen
It's
his
still
imprint
early.
on this offense yet.
It's
yeah,
still early.
and this is overall just like I'm not hitting the panic button as far as it's concerned. Again, I want to
Yeah.
see how they
Facts,
feel
facts.
these next 4 games going
I,
into the bye week and after the bye week. But yeah,
but
I mean, I want to see these guys respond well.
I was just thinking if Matt Nagy threw a clip, if he threw an iPad, and Pat Mahomes like Dayball did to Daniel Jones, like he would be on the first Thanksgiving interview.
But the EB wouldn't do that either because that's a disrespectful thing to do. And if EB did do that, it would be a media firestorm as well. But
Oh
certain
yeah.
get away with certain things as well. And
If
also,
if Edie did that to Pat, something went wrong. Like it was bad. Something was bad.
right.
Chuck, I
Yeah, I
got a
don't think
question for
EB would
you.
ever do that.
Go ahead, Book.
So if our give off, we know the enemy when he was here, it was he was holding people accountable. That's what we liked about him the most, right? What if Nagy's thing is running the ball? Would you be happy with that if we continue what we did with Pacheco and that was his identity, running the ball a little bit more? Would you be cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I'll be cool with that. It's just that now you gotta get the concepts down. You know what I'm saying? Like the concepts that's going on in the passing game, they just off. Like I remember one, you had Sky Moore running down the field, and then the rest of the routes were a bunch of hitches, and it made no sense. So Patrick had to escape the pocket and throw the ball away. I mean, that's just some of the stuff that I'm not liking right now from this offense.
But if that was a give off that the passing game wasn't gonna be that much, but he ran the ball, it was a point of emphasis. Would you be willing to take that?
Yeah, because I mean, something is eventually going to open up when you do that. I mean, if we run the ball effectively, we've been capable of doing when we do stick to the run,
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess that have to be the trade off.
I can see though there's an evolution kind of occurring though with this offense in that they're getting under center a little bit more and running traditional play action, and I think that's good. They should be able to have that club in their bag to go to attack defenses. It's just they need to have the money down aspect of it still kind of flow freely. So I'm again not concerned about it because the worst aspect of this team right now is the passing game, and that's again led by Mahomes, Kelce, and Andy Reid. So that will be fixed eventually. I'm more happy about the evolution that I'm seeing from the offense right now than I am concerned.
But even with all that, even with all the struggles, they still a 30-point offense. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't look the same. Would you take the trade off if okay, it's a little bit more difficult, but we still can get to 30 if we need be.
Y'all still think we're a 30-point offense?
I mean, right now we a 25-point offense, but we can get close.
I mean, we aren't a 30-point offense right now, by definition, but yeah, I mean, we're a top 5 offense by EPA per play. I mean, we're top 10 in success rate. The underlying numbers are fine. It's just we just haven't kind of gotten to the settling of being able to put things together over 4 quarters. So that needs to improve, and also, you know, the Bears game has some type of skew to it, but. I can't be all that concerned, because I've seen this story before. I've seen us have early season struggles where things look out of sync. And I know it's because we're implementing a bunch of new wide receivers, 2 new tackles, trying to get this together, experimenting and finding ways in which we got to use these guys. And so it'll happen over time, but you just got to be patient for right now. And the fortunate thing is because the run game is good and the defense is good, you're still going to be able to win games. Even while you experiment.
Hey, can you pull that comment back up, Chuck? Because I think I'm with you on that. I think we are starting. This is the first year we're starting to see a little drop off in Kelce.
Trav, yeah. I saw that too.
Is he still hurt though? Is he fully back from the bone bruise or whatever?
I don't think he's fully back, but it's not like it's a significant drop off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we still see, glimpses of the same Trav we've been knowing, but I know on some of the routes, it's not as like, sharp and crisp because he's still trying to bring himself back from, the bone bruise or whatever. So
Yeah, I think he's maybe like 80% of himself,
right.
and I think you'll see him continue to get better as things go over time. But it I mean, look, you're getting older, you're gonna lose a little bit every single year, just a little bit. But I don't think it's been anything significant. And as of right now, I think that the rest of the team needs to pick things up as well around Kelsey, not just him. So yeah, I mean, he's more of an 11, 12, 13, maybe, yeah, really 12,000 type of or 1,200 type of yard guy right now. That's the truth.
Yeah, I can see him barely hitting 1,000. I'm cool with that shit.
Yeah,
Are we on the Travis Kelce conversation now?
Yeah, before we get into that, I want to get to this other subject before we get to Trav. All
Good.
right, so we guys are very familiar with mayors from other cities, right? You know about the Cincinnati mayor, right? You think these mayors from these other cities will learn from that? You know what I'm saying? So, Minneapolis mayor Jacob Frey said, in regards to this matchup this week, he mentioned Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift in the same sentence. He was like, it's possible she would have to console Travis Kelce after the Vikings beat the Chiefs, but there are plenty of great spots around town for them to go on a date and lift their spirits. That's what Taylor does go for this game. I mean,
I'd like to make a PSA. I don't know what affiliation that mayor is associated with, so this just applies to everybody. I'm sick and tired of politics being more entertainment business than it is actual doing things. That's all. That's my PSA.
I agree.
That is the nicest PSA I've ever heard in my life. I like it. That was so professional.
That is my PSA.
I mean, you gotta want Taylor Swift to come because eyeballs, money, all that good stuff. You gotta want it, but the trash talking element of it, that's not good. And I know
weird. It's weird. Like the mayors are supposed to make a little bet on the game and be like, okay, I'll send you something if we lose, or you send me something if you guys lose. What is this? It's weird. Wait, you'll have to console him after the game. Oh, you need to get a paternity test. What weird-ish is that, yo? What is that? Doesn't make any sense.
Because if I'm in Minnesota, I'm like, hey man, come fix my sidewalk. I don't care about the football. My sidewalk needs fixing.
I know people in Minnesota, they got a lot of stuff that they want fixed up there. Hell, they got birds that die running to the stadium every single year because the glass is a certain tint. You got more important things, dog.
Wait a minute, what?
So they went to the stadium and they didn't get the right type of glass. And they've had meetings about trying to change said glass. They have like 100 birds die trying to like fly, and they end up running into the big ass stadium because the glass is wrong.
There's some dumbass birds.
Hey, Kelce got to get used to that attention, man. You see, even though Murphy was talking about him, Rogers called him Mr.
That was another. What was that one?
Rogers called him Mr. Pfizer. He been taking strays all week, man. It's a different type of.
And Mark Cuban took a shot at him.
Mark Cuban, that's another.
Everybody. It's funny.
It's different, man.
It's different.
It's different. It's weird. It's a weird type of different. But
it hit different when Taylor Swift is your girl.
Okay. I don't even want to talk about no Taylor Swift. Never mind. I was going to say something, but
Juice. I don't care. It's funny to me. Me personally, it's just funny.
Yeah, as long as we ain't losing. You know what I'm saying? As long as we ain't losing.
That's an excellent point. This is great while we're winning. When we lose, it's going to be annoying as shit.
I give you that.
No, I did see that picture. That picture was fine.
Who won this?
Yeah, they had Kelce, which are a gas station, and the dude behind the counter took a picture of him. But they said that he had his hand in his pocket, that he's hiding Dutchess.
What the hell?
Has Kelce been more accessible? Well, I guess he got the paparazzi on him now. So has he always been this out in the open?
I mean, I don't live in KC, but everybody has told me is that you always see Kelce at KC. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what I've always heard.
Well, I live on the broke side of town, so I don't really see Kelce anymore.
Yeah, he more like on the north side for the most part.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Right. I don't know what that is in relation to anything. So
I haven't seen Kelce in a long time, but Kelce was one of the coolest guys to run into. Like, he's a nice guy.
by the way, for those who don't know, Jody is
Yeah,
the
you
person
know
that
Jody.
has told me that she's seen Kelce out along, and that's Kingdom's Queen. So shout out to Kingdom's Queen. So there you
Yeah,
go.
Jody, you
Shout
would know
out to
that.
the
You would know
shout
that.
out to the queen. I was gonna say Prince was gonna be at the game, but that's a little. I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah,
In
obviously.
spirit, maybe,
Come
I
on,
guess.
man.
It's
What the
I was
weird.
about to say
hell?
what?
Country
You know,
Music
Country
Radio.
died when Prince died.
Come on, bro.
Cried when Prince died, man.
Golly, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
So you think if Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are at the game, they're gonna put the camera on them a lot?
Who?
No, they probably show him one time and that's it.
Am I supposed to know who those two people are?
My God.
Yeah.
I'm over this thing.
I was lost too, D-Mac. That's what I'm like. Who was that?
Hey, come on, you don't know who Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are?
Hold on, I got Google.
Okay, never mind. Jesus Christ. Next subject, Chuck, please.
Please,
I'm
please,
just
because
so disrespectful.
Since we own Travis Kelce, yeah, let's go ahead.
Ooh,
and
they
look
work
back-
with Janet Jackson? Nice.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. Let's go ahead and look back on the greatest moments.
I'm about to PSA this. Who D-Mac? I was about to.
Country is ADHD, dog.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Travis Kelce. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Travis
Thank you.
Kelce's birthday.
All right.
What are you
yes.
doing? A top 5 for Travis Kelce birthday?
Yeah, top 5 greatest moments in a Chiefs uniform for Travis Kelce.
Okay. Overtime, Charger game, that touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's
What's up there?
that's up there.
The walk-off versus Buffalo in 13 seconds game.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be up there.
Yeah, gotta be.
The Jacksonville game with the referee.
Gotta be. Gotta be.
Great
gotta
game.
be.
Excellent game. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I know one that stood out for me is, of course, I mean, I was a huge part of that, but that second quarter when Patrick and Travis got off against the Texans in that divisional round game, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Throwing the flag, that's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a low key one. Here's a low key one though. That Raider touchdown with what was the safety that was talking all that?
Oh, Jonathan Abram, right at the very end.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that was-
that was a walk off too. That was a good one, like
That was
low
a
key.
walk-off. Yeah, that was a gorgeous one. I think
Yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah, that
Yes.
was a good one too, Quinn.
Yeah. He told me you need to work at Foot Locker.
Yeah,
That
that was legendary right there.
Hey, can we discuss immature Travis Kelce for just a little second? Like
it was a
he
beautiful time.
was very immature, but he was so fun. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, he did
Clap.
a little jerking off motion when he got called for a penalty.
Oh,
Walked past
man.
the ref.
Legendary.
Legendary.
That
Man,
man had 99 acceleration and 0 awareness for the refs.
just like, what are you doing? Anytime Travis plays the Jaguars is must see TV. I don't know what it is about Jacksonville. He don't like Jacksonville.
The 4
Didn't he
touchdowns. It's recent, but the 4 touchdowns against Raiders, like especially with all the
that was
refs
crazy.
and everything that happened during that game, I was pretty
With 25 yards.
Yeah,
Didn't he
that's
have
the most
two-
unique. That's one of the most unique stat lines I've seen in NFL history, dog.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, only 25 yards. Like the faders knew to guard him in the middle of the field, but when it came to the red zone, it's like they forgot.
Didn't he have 2 walk-offs against the Chargers back-to-back years?
He did.
Yeah, same play too.
Both in LA.
What is Quinn talking about? Brady, he screamed at Brady. What was that?
I think that was when Alex Smith was still here. I want to
Yeah.
say
That's before Mahomes.
that game.
But
game.
when it wasn't.
It's on Peacock, Jody. I'm watching. I'm about to start watching it too. We might have to do just a breakdown of. We might have to do a Catching Kelce episode space. just watching Catching Kelce.
I bet it is.
Was that a playoff game though? I don't think that was a playoff game.
Which one is that against the Patriots?
Well, I mean, it's either.
Oh, he means. Oh, okay. Okay. That year that we beat the Texans. He's talking about. Okay,
yeah, we beat the Texans 30-0.
Okay.
Then the next round.
You're right, Quinn. My bad.
But yeah, another moment for me.
Yeah,
that was
that was a good one. That's up there. That's
You
up there.
The Philly Philly touchdown as well.
Well, yeah, but speaking of Philly, there was another touchdown he scored against Philly a while back. Before Patrick Mahomes came here, he had caught the ball and he had dove into the end zone over like 2.
No, Patrick Mahomes is here. Mahomes is here.
No, that was when I was.
No, this is before Mahomes. This is before.
He was the backup.
Yeah, this was before. Yeah, it was before Mahomes.
Yeah, it was before Mahomes.
Yeah.
That ain't the one where he died from the 5-yard line into the.
Yeah, but
okay. I thought Mahomes was the quarterback then. No, yeah, that definitely was one.
Yeah, and he did the Dougie afterwards, I believe.
Yeah, that he did. One of my personal favorites is not like a great moment or anything, but he had one of the best moves versus Denzel Ward in our playoff game against the Browns, where he absolutely shook Denzel Ward off the screen. He did his little out and in, and he sent Denzel flying. And it's one of my favorite gifs from the end zone angle ever. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, I remember.
They played. It was Mahomes' MVP year. They played Cleveland, and Mahomes just threw it up, and he caught it like this, and he was like, "Ah!" like that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Was it Cleveland or Cincinnati?
It was Cleveland. I remember that. They went federal against Cleveland, yo.
Oh, they put up 45 that day. Yeah.
That 2016 game versus Denver as well, he had like over 150 yards, and he was just destroying them that game. He had a heck of a game versus Denver that one.
Hey, that lateral to McCoy too.
Yeah.
That's a big moment too.
That was bad.
Because that was the only time it ever worked for.
Yeah.
And he tried it in the playoffs too. He tried it twice in the playoffs this past year. Oh man.
I'll tell you one of my not top fives. Okay. The pass that he threw versus the Giants.
Oh man.
Oh god.
Oh man. Yeah, he got to take that one. That was crazy.
That game was ignorant. That was an ignorant game. That game made
it was funny because he definitely has an arm because he threw the ball like the ball. It was a hell of a throw. It just was like, no, the window closed 5 minutes ago. Why are you throwing that ball? Like,
he did.
What else was not?
He had a touchdown that he threw to I think it was Pringle in the Steelers playoff game too. So he made up for it a little bit there.
Oh yeah, was it
yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really have a lot of not good games. Like he was dropping the ball against Houston when we were down.
Oh yeah.
24-0. That was a bad one.
What about? I know.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a good. One.
One of the down moments he had was actually I was at that game. Actually,
no wonder.
But yeah, country, we won that game. We won that day. What you talking about? But anyway,
sure he did.
I remember some of the down moments from him. Like one down moment he had was like, I think he got punished. I think he was on punishment that next week. I think it was for that incident in that Jaguars game. I can't remember exactly, but he had barely played. And he was mainly just out there blocking, you know what I'm saying? He only had like one target against the Chargers. I think it was like the very final game in San Diego that year.
He got the Todd Haley treatment.
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Remember when Todd Haley used to just bench Derrick Johnson for no reason? He's like, what are you doing? He doesn't have a lot of bad moments. He got a lot of costly flags.
That Bengals game, but yeah.
Yeah, that fumble versus the Bengals. Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
Speaking of the Denver matchups, like remember one, I think it was like right around Christmas time, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, when Tyreek Hill got that jet sweep, or actually Tyreek Hill was lined up in the backfield, and he received the ball, and Travis was out in front, and he dropped like two defenders in front of him, and then Tyreek just took it all the way to the crib.
In the
That
Steelers
was
playoff
a highlight.
game, the cold one, everybody was
Yeah.
frustrated
That
that
was
game.
that was one.
Uh,
Oh man,
That game don't count.
I wanted to shove somebody.
it was so damn cold at that game, man.
Oh man, yeah. Travis is. What's the best dance?
Oh man, there's a bunch,
The
man.
stanky leg in the Super Bowl
No,
was
That
pretty
stanky
good.
leg was crispy.
It was
Though. I
bad.
ain't no front.
Stanky leg was not good.
Was crispy.
It was slippery out there. It was slippery.
So
Didn't he do the
I know,
WAP or something like that?
He did the Salt Bay one during the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah,
That was a
dope.
good
I
one.
like that one.
Yeah,
The
Oh,
Quan
the
was
Quan.
very good.
Yes.
The Quan was
Yes.
very good.
they hit the
The
Quan.
Quan was good. The Quan was good.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. It the Quan against the Eagles, man. That regular season game. That's what it was. I was tripping.
He also, well, one of my favorites was when he did the Tony G dunk after one of the games because he caught a touchdown. He was just really frustrated for some reason. He just went up and just
Yeah.
with it.
Hey,
got some good dances.
putting it in the end zone in Jacksonville last couple weeks ago. That was
Coming off of a knee injury, punting it with that same knee.
That adrenaline, dog. That adrenaline is a mother, man.
Oh yeah, that
exactly.
was
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Miami.
That's iconic right there. That's iconic.
Yeah, the Bobby Smurf.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
Low key though, you remember when Tyreek jumped in the crowd and grabbed the camera?
That was legendary. Yeah.
That was definitely legendary.
I was
I know after that game, Andy Reid was like, if you ever do that again. That's why he got traded, Boogie. That was it right there. That was
Man.
that was a nail in the coffin, right?
The COVID season, and he jumped into the stands after one of them and was like, just gave the ball to some of the fans. Was like looking around, like just for no reason, just decided to jump in the stands.
Oh man.
Y'all silly for that one.
Okay, so and we'll end on Pat. How do you rank tight ends right now? Is it still him and Gronk? Is there still a conversation?
Oh, for all time? Yeah, it's him, Gronk, Shannon Sharp, Tony G. I mean,
I got
Antonio Gates. Should Antonio Gates be higher in that conversation?
He should be in the discussion.
Is he top 5?
Yeah.
He top 5 against us because he used to kick our. Antonio Gates. I hated Antonio Gates.
But Kellen Winslow Sr. was the prototype though for like receiving.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got a bit of 5.
Yeah, that was. Who your 5, bud?
Winslow, Tony G, Kelce, Gronk. Shit, damn, Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp used to kill us repeatedly.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp used to. That ain't even fair, bro.
Yeah, I think I'd have Tony 1. I think I'd have Kelce 2, Gronk 3, Shannon 4, and then Winslow 5. And Winslow deserves it because relative to era, like it's not even close to what he was doing back then. So I think that would be my top 5. But Gates is certainly a guy that deserves to be in the conversation for sure.
He'd be next man up for sure.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like John Mackey. You got guys like Jay Novacek, the Cowboys. He was pretty good back in his era.
Who was that kid from Indianapolis? They used to. Peyton made him look good. Dallas Clark. He wasn't a Hall of Famer though, but.
Nah, but he was good during his time. But yeah, he used to take him in the middle, dog.
You also got to mention Jason Witten. Also had a very, very good career as well. So
that turtle was effective
for a long time.
That man was moving 2 miles an hour, but was open on every third down.
It made no sense. It really made no sense.
None whatsoever.
As great as Travis Kelce is, he's just gonna be known for dating Taylor Swift at the end of the day.
Oh, come on, man. Don't put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. Not put that evil on us, dog.
Man, you talk about something that would make me very, very upset. Could any of y'all females or partners or whatever you do, could they be like, well, Taylor's making him famous? You'd be like, you couldn't even play that game with me. Like, like, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's go and get to predictions and get up out of here, man. So, country, I know that's not a thing of yours doing score predictions and all that, but just give us something that you think is gonna happen.
I think that we're gonna see somebody out there wide receiver room step up and put their flag in the dirt.
And
I
who's
want to
that?
say, my heart want to say Sky, my brain is saying Rice, but one of these guys is gonna step up and put their flag in the ground.
All right. All right, Boog.
Quinn been trying to get blocked all day. You close, you close.
That's how you do it. Yeah. I got the Chiefs 31-27. I think Kirk
Mm,
Cousins make it look good at the end. I think we'll go get to that 30 points. Offense will be clicking. We'll have a good week from the receivers this week. So it'll be a breath of fresh air. Mahomes will have a bounce back game. I think we'll get some pressure on Kirk Cousins, and that's going to be the reason we win. But I think Jefferson will have a pretty big game. Addison will have an all right game. And I think Kirk Cousins will have a stat-wise and fantasy football-wise a good game. But I think we'll be too much on the road.
good. I'm playing DMAC this week.
All right, Mag, it's on you.
I'll probably end up being wrong about this prediction, but I got it. I got it 41-27. I think it's a close game through the first half, and at halftime we get the ball out of half and we just boat race them from that point on. Brian Flores only has so many tricks in his bag. They settle in and really get after it, and then the defense kind of stiffens up in the second half as they become one dimensional.
All right. Well,
Another cut.
as far as me goes, man, um, I think both teams get the 30 points in this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say 31-30 Chiefs. It's gonna be a nail biter.
Ooh.
You're gonna be on the edge of your seat for this one. Um,
Yay!
like
Hate when
country,
Chuck does predictions like this.
look, it's gonna be that type of game, bro. I'm telling y'all. At the end of the day, country, I'm gonna go with your brain on this. I do think this is the Rasheed Rice game as far as wide receivers goes. So like Rasheed Rice to me in this matchup, he can take advantage of doing them stick routes. I think that's gonna be open for him. We can do
Y'all dirty, man.
it's gonna be open for him as far as like the mesh concepts. I think he'll eat in that area too. And if he does get a shot down the field, I think there's opportunity for him one on one down the field as well. If the Chiefs do get the opportunity, so I think this is gonna be a Rasheed Rice game. My bold prediction is Jerry McKinnon has another 2 touchdown game. That's my bold prediction of the week for this one. Revenge game narrative. And what you about to say, D-Mac?
I'll end up being wrong about this too. I think Sky Moore has 75 plus yards. I think that they come out with a concerted effort to get him involved because Brian Flores is probably going to be gambling a lot and playing man coverage on the back end. He can get after these corners, so I think they have those things installed, ready to take advantage. I think Sky on some quick hitters is going to be how they try and do it. So I think this is a get Sky involved type of game.
That's what I think. I got 75 yards for Rasheed Rice, so we'll see who's right on that end. But as
I'll
far
take
as
it either way.
Anybody.
Yeah, I'll take it either way.
75 yards. Cool. Justin Ross, 75 yards. Cool. MVS, 75 yards. Cool. Anybody. I'll take it. I don't care.
You get 75 yards. You get
34.
75 yards.
Anybody. Donovan Smith, 75 yards. Cool. I don't care.
Check out 3 tutties. But yeah, to your point about Brian Flores, possibly being aggressive with the blitzes and whatnot. I think that's where the screen game comes into effect. So like you saw last week, you saw Pacheco getting involved a little bit in the screen game. And I think the week before that, McKinnon was getting involved out the backfield. So I feel like that's when McKinnon's gonna hurt him. If Flores does get aggressive, you got McKinnon out there on third downs or whatever. And Patrick just dumping out to him in the backfield. Easy first down. So but yeah, 31-30. That's why I got it. Patrick and Trav, they're gonna come up big. And I think Kirk Cousins is gonna throw the pick at the end of the game to solidify it for us. So
Cool.
Give me
Who
2
getting the pick
turnovers.
though?
Give me
Who
2
getting the
turnovers.
pick though?
You said what to who?
Who getting the pick?
Oh man. We've been saying McDuffie for so long. I just don't think it's gonna happen again. If I had to guess one guy to get the pick, I'm gonna say Willie Gay. I'm gonna say Willie Gay gets it.
I like that.
I didn't know we was gonna use linebackers. I was gonna say Snead, but let's go with Drew Tranquil though for the interception.
Okay.
I'll give you a specific, Kirk Cousins, desperation time, trying to keep him in the game, dime package. Joshua Williams gets him one because Kirk Cousins tries to go to a tertiary option, getting hit.
Yeah,
going.
Mike Evers is a solid pick.
Yeah, Edwards always a very good pick.
I like Mike Evers this week.
I'd like to see Cook get him one too, but you got to play the ball first.
He needs to.
Yeah.
He might lay 4 dudes out, but
yeah, you might.
Man. Oh, another thing on the Travis Kelce top 5. Whenever you see Travis on the field like this, and he was supposed to be blocking, and he just already celebrating the touchdown, those are top 5 moments for me. He
got a great block
when Noah Gray scored the touchdown. He was just on the field like, "Hey, that's a touchdown, y'all." It was like he ain't even caught the ball yet. But those are always
a great block versus Denver with Alex Smith. That's
the only quarterback I have. Duh.
that sprung Tyreek Hill for a touchdown. I remember that one too.
Yep. All right, so let's go and get to the sponsor and get up out of here.
You went old school with that one. I got you.
All right, so Homage still got that buy one, get one 30% off NFL apparel. They still got that going on. And they got some brand new stuff on the website here. I got brand new. No, the NBA season is right around the corner. So NBA trading card tees. So they got all these star players here. You got KD, Steph, Giannis, Luka. I'm sure LeBron's on here. Let's see. Got
they got that freak time. They got that freak time NBA Jam one yet?
Oh, no, I haven't seen NBA Jam ones yet. But anywho, yeah, pop culture tees still got that going on. And they got some more stuff for Halloween. So you got the NFL themed Halloween tees out right now. It's called NFL Beast. So they correlate all the NFL teams with monsters and skeletons in relation to the teams. And then you also got the Flavor Town Tackles football. You still got that going on. So yeah, go and copy some gear and pay homage.
Pay homage.
Shut up, Juice.
How much a drip costs? That's what interviews Chuck doing now, man.
No, Chuck gonna ask how much should he spend on a first date?
Don't laugh too hard because we might be doing those soon.
About to be $200 dates again. We about to bring that back up again.
Yes, sir. You are a much better host than Orlando Brown in his little thing he does.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh yeah, like I ain't gonna get into that.
Don't get into it, please.
Never mind. But anywho, anything else you want to get into before we get up out of here?
Go Chase, man. I'm ready for some good football.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Travis.
Happy birthday, Trav.
Happy birthday, Trav.
Future Hall of Famer.
Rest in peace
to
Dick Buckets. Rest in peace to Dick Buckets.
Yes. Definitely. Rest in peace to Dick Buckets, man.
One of the greatest linebackers in NFL history. It's looking like the Bears going to win this game in honor of him. It's getting ugly still. So
let's see, 16 points, 14 minutes left before quarter. We'll see what Washington got left.
Yeah. That being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. Until the next episode, let's go Chiefs. Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.